Another time for college football. Time to make another prediction video for week 6. Man, week 6 already? Anyways, who do we got? Okay, Cal versus Oregon. We got to start off with that one. So, Cal will not have their starting quarterback. Oregon's at home. It should be a simple game for Oregon, but at the same time, it's a competitive game, I think, because this is really the first big Pac-12 test, you can say, because it is against a winning team, but they will be prepared, as Mario Cristobal said. We will be prepared for whoever the starting quarterback is. And Oregon did have a bye week, so yeah, Oregon wins this game, in my opinion. Georgia Southern versus South Alabama. My God, it's the battle of the ages. It's the battle of terrible, terrible, terrible teams. Can we get a tie? No? Okay. South Alabama wins. Bueno. Temple versus East Carolina. Temple. UCF versus Cincinnati. Ooh. This is a game where it has to show that Cincinnati is real. This is the game. Now, do I think Cincinnati can win this? Yeah. But I'm not going to pick Cincinnati. I'm going to pick UCF. New Mexico versus San Jose State. San Jose State. Iowa versus Michigan. Now, this is a game big for Michigan to have a bounce back. I can't speak. Pathetic Wisconsin loss. They still need some bounce backs from that. I think we can all agree on that. But anyway, Michigan does win this game. Kent State versus Wisconsin. Wisconsin, come on. Maryland versus Rutgers. Maryland, why not? The Rutgers don't even have a coach, so yeah. Oklahoma State versus Texas Tech. You know, this is a game where you want to trust Oklahoma State, but at the same time, you just can't. But Oklahoma State wins this game. Oklahoma versus Kansas. Now, Kansas did pull up a lot of big points last year, but not this time. Oklahoma. Purdue versus Penn State. Penn State, come on. South Florida versus Connecticut. South Florida. TCU versus Iowa State. TCU. I think TCU can win it. Tulane versus Army. I'm actually going to go with Army. I feel like Army is still a good team. They just could not find a way to win against that Michigan team. But they're still a good team. Utah State versus LSU. Now, this is a game which you can have a little confusion. What do I mean by that? I mean, over the last several years, Utah State has been close to beat the big teams. They have been so close, but they couldn't finish. And this is another situation. You're going against a big team in LSU, who's ranked 5 right now. But even though you play so competitive, and I think this is the biggest one they have in the last few years, even though you've been so competitive against other teams to start your season, but this is the toughest one because it's SEC, it's LSU, and it's at LSU. I would not be surprised if Utah State somehow makes it close, but I think LSU wins the game, though. Boston College versus Louisville. I'm going with Boston College. There's still some things I just don't trust about Louisville. I just don't. Eastern Michigan versus Central Michigan. Eastern Michigan. Air Force versus Navy. Air Force. Arkansas State versus J State. Arkansas State. Auburn versus Florida. This is a tough one. The Gators are still finding a way to win with their backup quarterback. In Auburn, they have been so far a surprise, but they've been like this last year. To me, the Florida Gators somehow come up with a win against the Auburn Tigers. I'll go with Florida. Ball State versus Northern Illinois. Baylor versus Kansas State. Baylor somehow I'm somewhat surprised Baylor has not been ranked yet. So, but I will go with Baylor. I think Baylor comes up with a win. Bowling Green versus Notre Dame. Now, Notre Dame did have a struggling first half against Virginia. I don't think nobody expected that game, the first half, to be a struggle, even though they found their momentum in the second half. Still, it was overall somewhat of a struggle, but not a complete struggle. Only a first half struggle. But to me, this is a game Notre Dame should blow out. So Notre Dame. Illinois versus Minnesota, Minnesota. Marshall versus MTSU, Marshall. Ohio versus Buffalo. Why not Buffalo? Texas versus West Virginia. Another difficult choice. You know, there's some questions still about Texas, but I will go with West Virginia for the upset. Virginia Tech versus Miami. I'm going to go with Miami. Western Michigan versus Toledo. Memphis versus Louisiana Monroe. Memphis. North Carolina versus Georgia Tech. North Carolina. You know, I will be honest with you. They should have beaten Clemson, but it is what it is. Northwestern versus Nebraska. Nebraska, yeah. Even though they're a disappointment for their fan base once again. Troy versus Missouri. Arizona versus Colorado. Western Kentucky versus Old Dominion. Western Kentucky. Georgia versus Tennessee. Gonna go with Georgia. This is basically a bye week. Rice versus UAB. UMass versus Florida Atkins. That Florida team, I'm going to go with that Florida team. Michigan State versus Ohio State. No upset this time. Ohio State. Tulsa versus SMU. Vanderbilt versus Mississippi. Mississippi. Liberty versus New Mexico State. Liberty? Yeah. Pittsburgh versus Duke. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. I feel like Pittsburgh comes up in an upset. UTSA versus UTEP. Both teams are terrible, so UTSA. Oregon State versus UCLA. San Diego State versus Colorado State. I'll go with Colorado State on this one. I feel like they pull up an upset. Boise State versus UNLV. Boise State. Washington versus Stanford. Now, this is a game that I think the Stanford Cardinals could put an upset, and I predict another upset will happen. Stanford over Washington. What do you guys have for this week? Leave a comment down below. Hit the like button, share it with your friends. Subscribe me for more videos like this one. This is TGV Tank Mode. Signing off.